That magic sound of the Prophet-5 synthesizer. When this thing came out, I had just gotten into keyboard playing and I wanted one so bad, but I was still at school. There was no way I could afford one. Then one day my brother walked in with one and I'm like, how the hell can he afford this? It turns out he bought his with an advance he got from his record label. Well, my own record deal was still a number of years away and I never got an advance. But one day this thing came up in the local buy and sell paper and I jumped on it. I had a few things done to it, I had MIDI installed and a few things worked on, and this was like a dream come true. It has been with me for a number of years now, and today I want to give you the top 3 things that I love about this instrument and some things that I also think are a bit strange. Got a few minutes? Sit back and enjoy. Number 1, and this is very strange. In fact, a lot of people who know the Prophet really well told me they never even noticed that. Listen to the output of the noise oscillator. That sounds like a poorly looped sample almost, which of course it isn't. Now, one explanation I got for this is that perhaps it is a digital oscillator. I'm not a tech guy, but for one thing, I wouldn't know why a digital oscillator would sound like that, and for another, somehow I can't imagine a digital oscillator in the Prophet. If you have any idea why the hell it sounds like that, please put it in the comments because I'm actually dying to know. For now, if I need white noise, I'm gonna stick to my moog, which sounds like this. And that's about as random as it gets. Number 2, and this is a bit of a hit and miss thing, I'm talking about the keyboard switch here in the filter section. What it does is, when I turn it on, it will track the cutoff frequency according to the key that I played in the same way the oscillators track the pitch. And the idea behind that is that as I play higher up on the keyboard, the notes will appear to have the same brightness, like this. Okay, now if I turn it off, then the cutoff frequency is not tracked, so progressively higher notes will sound more muffled, like this. Okay, now the difference between this and that is huge. And so if I had one wish for a design change in this instrument, it would be a knob here so we can adjust the amount of filter tracking rather than having to either turn it fully on or fully off. Number 3, let's talk about the oscillators. Together with a filter, they really shape the basic sound of a synth. Now, I've always been a sawtooth kind of guy. I find sawtooth waves sound much more full and satisfying than square waves, but when I got the Prophet, for some reason this did not apply. Here I find both waveforms equally rich and inspiring, and for the purpose of this video, I decided to really get to the bottom of this and find out why that is. I'm going to compare the raw waveforms of the Prophet to those of the Moog, which is more typical for my synth taste in that I love the saw on this one, but I don't really care so much about the square. So let's take a look. The upper half of the screen shows the Prophet's waveform playing an F1 on a square wave, and it sounds like this. The lower half shows the Moog playing the same thing, and it sounds like this. That's not a huge difference in this register, but overall the Prophet looks much more squarey than the Moog, and of course I thought, okay, I probably just need a better drawn waveform to really like it. But then look at what happens at F4. First, the Prophet. And the Moog. You can clearly hear that typical hollow sound of a square wave, which I'm not so fond of. It's interesting though that both waveforms look much more similar in this register compared to the lower notes. I would say the Moog sounds more like a real square wave than the Prophet, but I guess there aren't any obvious answers as to why I like one better than the other. So, there you have it. I mean, there's so much more I would love to talk about, like this fascinating polymod section here, but I think this is enough for today's video. I would be very excited if you were to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you for watching, and I do hope to see you in the next video.